she claims I am, but at the same time, like I can't abuse the calling out that I'm right,
Okay.
or or else it just loses, the entire touch.
Makes sense. Yeah. Still got to use the credits at home.
Yeah.
All right. So starting off this week, we have some news about Bitcoin exchanges. So Bithumb, apparently they were hacked for millions of won. Would you like to talk about that, Zach?
I would like to talk about that. I
Alrighty.
saw this article and I was just like, holy crap, you know?
Yeah.
And and then I realized the actual currency exchange rate. So and then I was like, oh, that's still pretty terrible, but not as terrible as I initially thought.
Uh, yeah. Markets. Markets are a fun thing.
But all right, so I'm bit bithumb. I'm not sure on how to pronounce
We'll leave it
their
there. Bithumb.
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 They're one of the largest of the. They are one of the five largest Bitcoin and Ether exchange locations or businesses in the entire world, and the largest in South Korea. The story is based out of South Korea. Just saying.
Right.
Um, So, a cyber attack, which stemmed from an infected employee's machine, resulted in the loss of billions of won. 31,800 users of this exchange had their names, phone numbers, email addresses, physical addresses, and their money stolen. Um, like Bithumb is currently giving all affected members 100,000 won each to kind of like we're sorry, you know.
Okay.
Uh,
To try and make up for the incident.
yeah, and they stated that any as they find out exactly how much money was taken from each user, they'll reimburse that as well. So like the 100,000 won's just a I'm sorry. Which for those who are curious, 100,000 won is $870 US like USD.
Hmm.
So
I mean, that's a considerable amount of money, I guess, for just the average user to have due to a hack. Um, but if the Bitcoin wallet information was stolen as well, that's just a whole bunch of money to lose potentially.
I'm
Uh,
laughing at the comments,
yeah. So
not the
so
story.
Brandy wrote, "That's why I only carry bags of silver dollars now." So you're on the silver standard then, not the gold standard.
Well,
Okay.
if you aim too high, people try to take you out.
Yeah. Well, considering that's happening in my household, uh, Brandy, we need to have a chat. We need to move
You
to
can't
gold.
you're no longer allowed to carry all the silver around in public. How many times do I have to tell you?
Carrying a change purse is so 14th century. Goodness.
Oh, jeez.
But
But
it looks like the total amount the hacker was able to access was about 10 million won, or around 8,700 US dollars.
yeah. Um,
Not a
but
very successful hack, but I mean, you came away with something, I guess.
I think one of the big things to take away here though is like this is just it's another instance to where we can scream at people. Update your computers constantly and keep track of antivirus and anti-malware software.
Yeah, it seems like we say that every week, or twice a week now. Really?
Yeah, it's just one of those things like how hard is it to get through people's head? Like if you're not running the latest security patches, you're vulnerable.
So I did a quick survey in my department at work sometime last week. I just threw out the question to my coworkers. Hey, on our podcast, we covered some ways to take care of your computers by updating Windows, your operating systems if they're not Windows, antivirus software, etc. How many of you guys have actually installed updates recently? I was the only one that had, out of 6 people. So, as much as we're reminding people, it is still not very effective. Hopefully, individuals watching this show are keeping their systems up to date.
It's one of those things too. Like, why wouldn't you? You can
The hassle?
Windows and Mac are so easy to keep up to date. Like automatic
They really are.
updates and like you can literally just tell it to do it. Like just inform me before you restart so I can save my stuff. Like
And yeah, even on Mac OS, you get a little prompt that says, "Remind me later," and from "Remind me later," you can choose "Install tonight." So you can continue working. Leave your computer when you go to bed, and it'll automatically install the updates overnight while you're away.
it doesn't get
And
it doesn't get much easier than that.
well, it does because on Mac, um, there's actually an option to reopen Windows on login. So everything that was open just opens right back up. You're exactly where you were when you left off.
It doesn't get any easier than
No, it doesn't.
that.
Correct.
Like
Just another
update
excuse.
update your computers. Now, speaking of Mac and security threats, I think there's a story that you would like to move into.
Yeah, there is. Let me pull that one right up. So, Linux and Mac OS security threats have actually tripled in 2017.
Oh,
Yeah, so
sweet
it's not
baby
just
Jesus.
Windows. Windows threats, like the total share of threats that Windows has compared to the other operating systems, has actually decreased. Um, yeah, it's kind of funny. So Windows still accounts for 77% of total malware on the market right now, but
But
that
when you own over 80% of market
oh,
share.
it's well over 80%. Yeah,
Yeah.
of desktop PCs anyway. So that number has went down 15% since last year. Mac OS saw an increase of 370% of malware instances since last year. Linux, which almost never is targeted for malware, received 300% increase from last year. So if you're on Mac OS or Linux, you are at least 3 times more likely to get a virus this year than you were last year. Now, the reduction from Windows could be due to users becoming more vigilant about, their online activity, but from my experience, that's extremely doubtful. Most people that are using Windows are just not mindful of what they're doing online. Unfortunately, people still need to be educated about how to browse the web safely. It could also, the other scenario, is that Windows is just more secure, which I entirely believe, considering Microsoft's efforts within the past year to make Windows 10 much more secure. It's incredibly secure as compared to previous versions around this time in their life cycle. Something good to take away from this, though, is that ransomware is about the smallest portion of malware. We've seen a lot of ransomware in the news, and we've covered a lot of ransomware, at least 2 different major versions in the last, excuse me, a couple of months. But even though it is the smallest portion, it's generally the most impactful because you either lose money or your files. Yeah, there's that. So, very quickly, this would be a good time to. One moment here.
We're all waiting.
I know we are. This would be a good time to direct everybody to our website where I have created a post about this security threat. So if I'll share my screen here. Here is our fancy website that doesn't do a whole lot yet, but has content. Content is good. So if you click,
Time out.
what's up?
Nathan, I will tell you to do whatever I want. You hear me? You hear me?
What was the comment?
He said, "Don't tell me what to do."
Oh, okay.
And
The comment thread was
Brandy,
not refreshing on my phone.
Brandy, you have the latest copy of XP installed. We will calm down. All right, we'll calm down because at least we know you're safe from WannaCry.
That's true. That is at least true, yeah. All right, so back to the website very quickly. Here's the article. If you'd like to see more information about the report AV test completed about this, you just click on that link and it'll bring you up to the PDF document with pages and pages and pages of information.
All the information?
All the information.
It's not missing any information.
I mean, all of that information was the source for my information. So all of my information would thereby be contained in that information. Make sense?
Does it also cover like 1980s model Peterbilts?
Control F, Peterbilt. Unfortunately not.
So it doesn't have all the information.
Not all of it.
Oh, okay.
Google,
you win again.
All right, moving on. Would you like to cover one of the next topics?
Yeah, actually, speaking of Microsoft products, so Microsoft products decreasing in security threats, but another Microsoft product is actually increasing in the amount of traction it's gaining, and that is Bing.
What?
So Bing gaining traction against Google. Like, sneaky Microsoft coming in with their sneaky tactics is what this is.
Yeah, this was really unexpected, to me anyway. I didn't expect Bing to be gaining this much market share.
See, and you told me that I was an idiot for using Bing in school. Like, look at Bing now.
All right, man. Okay. So we need to keep everything in perspective. Bing is getting better, according to other people, but according to everybody that actually knows anything about anything.
Oh, I see.
Bing is good for two things: images and porn. That has never changed. That has never changed.
It's kind of like IE is the best browser to use to find other browsers.
Yeah, so long as you know exactly where you're going. Because if you're just browsing the internet anywhere else with Internet Explorer, then you're doing yourself a lot more harm than good.
I will tell whoever to look at my Bing. Clint.
I see we have a lot of comments going on. Of course, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, you'll have no idea what we're talking about because all of these comments are from the live version of this video, since we do stream live on Facebook first.
The comment stream was really limited. Sorry, I had to refresh the page so I could actually get everything.
That's fine. I have to. I'm looking at the comments on my phone because all of my screens are. All four of my monitors are currently occupied with browsers or your face. So.
Oh shoot!
It doesn't quite refresh very quickly on my phone.
Sorry, I just caught up on the comments. Clint, you can't come up with witty comments. Don't even try. Poor guy. But all right, back to the story. So Bing's gaining traction against Google. Currently 33% of the market in the United States, 5 billion searches monthly. Currently 26% share in the UK, 980 million searches monthly. Windows 10 is the main reason for the increase, though, because Cortana uses Bing by default. That was the sneaky tactics part I was talking about.
You can change that, by the way.
You can change it. You can change it, but it is still default.
Yeah, it's Bing.
And let's face it, how many people actually initially one of the first things they're like, oh, I should update Cortana so it searches Google instead of Bing. No, because nobody gives a crap.
I do.
I caught myself there. I almost said bad words. I'm sorry, people.
Thanks. I might do that as one of the first things after I install Windows.
You don't count.
I know. I never count.
Why don't I ever count? Now I'm sad. No.
Yeah, I usually skip counting in general and just go straight to arithmetic. I mean, that's just me.
Always gotta one-up somebody, don't you, bud?
That's all about the puns. All about the punniums, baby. That's a Weird Al reference. A technology reference by Weird Al. Dang, son.
So part of the reason behind the increase not only being Cortana, but it could also be the fact that, Google's facing a lot of flack for anti-competitive practices in Europe, which could explain the
Yeah.
spike in, like the UK searches.
Yeah, so users over there are probably feeling a little more secure with Bing and basically any browser aside from Google. I'm sorry, search engine. We're talking about search engines right now. So yeah, instead of using Google as a search engine, when it's promoting its own shopping results, like we covered last week, they're probably going towards something more like Bing or DuckDuckGo, or just any search engine not owned by Google.
Um, I just referring to another comment, Clint, I'm sorry, bud, but I don't think Master Chief's nickname in high school was Microsoft. Cortana it's just a thing, dude. Microsoft owns the Halo franchise, bud, and they have free reign over the name. It's not the same Cortana. The Cortana we know and love is dead.
Yeah,
Halo tears.
Halo 4 tiers.
Halo 4 tears.
Uh,
The game was so short and the campaign was disappointing. We can talk about it
is the
Saturday,
is
though.
is the campaign short? We're
Oh
talking
my
about this right
gosh.
now for just a moment. Because I actually have
Ridiculously
it.
short.
I actually have it, and I've not played a lot of it. We
If you
started a co-op match, and then I think we gave up because we
if you
started eating dinner or something.
don't count the cutscenes
Mhm.
and total campaign. I played it on the hardest difficulty allowed for first run through, and the campaign took me an hour and a half,
Not including
not
cutscenes.
not including the cutscenes.
Okay, because they are pretty lengthy.
Yeah, like including the cutscenes, it was like 4 hours total, probably. Like there's a
Hmm.
lot of cutscenes.
Okay. Well, thank you. We can talk more about that Saturday. All right. Well, speaking of talking, I think this is our last point for the day. Photo bucket images vanish from Amazon and eBay after they change their terms and conditions. So
Those jerks.
yeah, so basically what happened was a lot of users were hosting their photos on PhotoBucket. They were uploading the images, or rather linking the images to their products on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and any other shopping network. And PhotoBucket decided they didn't want to do that anymore. So they basically removed all links and said, hey, if you want to link to our service, you have to pay $399 a year.
$300 and $99.
$400. It's right here in the article. $400 per annum for those who want to use it for third-party hosting.
Why not? Why? I'm sorry. Why don't people
Why?
just use Imgur?
Imgur?
Yeah, like what?
I don't
Why
know,
is
man.
Photo Bucket still relevant?
I don't know. And the thing is, if you're on Amazon or eBay, you might have a website already, right? That generally seems to be how it works. Your website very likely offers unlimited hosting. I mean, there are so many ways to get around this. Google Photos, Imgur. I'm sure there are 50 other image hosting sites on the internet. I was kind of surprised to see that so many people were using PhotoBucket in
Yeah,
2017, you know? Um,
like I honestly thought Photo Bucket died. I haven't heard from them in so long.
exactly. I haven't had to visit a PhotoBucket page in years. I haven't heard anything in the news. This is the first thing probably since we graduated high school.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Everything else has been Imgur, Google Photos, Amazon here and there. Um, but anyway, the images are still located on PhotoBucket. It's just the link has been replaced with an image, which I will pull up in a moment, prompting the users to upgrade to a new package.
How's the stream, Clint, Nathan? If you're still in the comments, um, are we live?
Yeah, we should definitely still be live. Are we having an issue?
Um, Brandy is. Um, I'm still
Okay.
live personally. I just want to verify with another source.
I'm seeing a black screen.
Nathan says it looks good.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna go with that then.
Clint says the stream's good from the toilet.
Awesome.
Why did I repeat that?
So here's the image that PhotoBucket users are seeing. I'll zoom in here for you. There we go. Zooming in now. Extremely pixelated, but that is the image that PhotoBucket users are seeing on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and other product sites that they're hosting their goods on.
They could have put more time into that photo. Just saying.
I mean, they could have. That's actually the highest resolution image I can find because we have this image actually hosted on jargonpodcast.com. And I'll probably have to make something better just because I have standards.
I looked at it in the article and I was just like, holy pixelated crap.
Right, it's a very low resolution. Well, it's not necessarily a low resolution. It was just compressed all to hell. And then compressed on the train ride back. I'm not sure what happened to it. Well, that pretty much sums up our stories for this week.
Yeah, I think it does. Holy smokes. An actual half-hour episode.
Yeah, we didn't do too bad this time.
We didn't do too bad. Well, normally our half-hour Wednesday stream's 45 minutes to an hour still.
Yeah, and our hour streams are normally an hour and 15. Well, I guess in summary, if we want to go ahead and close this up, we will be live again Saturday at 7 p.m. as usual.
As per the norm.
As per the norm, but it will be a completely gaming-related podcast. So
gaming, enthusiast hardware, and just that sort of direction is where we're taking our Saturdays.
Yeah, if it's a game, or you can play a game on it, or play a game with it, we're gonna talk about it.
It's okay, Clint. You only watched half, but that's all right.
So the full episode, of course, will be available on Facebook later and on YouTube probably tomorrow. And you can watch until you hear us talking about you, Clint, and then you'll know where you started.
Oh, Christian, where'd you come from, buddy?
We have some more viewers?
Yeah, he just showed up right as we were ending.
Well, that's all right. Like I just said, of course, the podcast will be available to watch later on our Facebook page at Jargon Podcast. We will upload it to YouTube by tomorrow, and it'll be on our website, jargonpodcast.com, later on tomorrow as well.
Hopefully we can see you guys Saturday. That would be great. Keep the comment section alive. Make our insights look good.
Yeah, insights are good. Insights are good.
Help us pay for that consultant.
You don't know what we're talking about? That's the back-end numbers that Facebook uses to keep track of our viewers and our interaction with our viewers. More interaction is gooder.
It's much gooder.
Much gooder.
It's very gooder.
All right. Well, that about tires me out for this Wednesday.
Yep, I'm pretty burnt.
All right, you guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you Saturday.
I'm tired, people. Let me rephrase that. I'm tired. I worked today.
Yeah. And now you're offline. Later.
Bye.